Nearly 4 years into the Syrian conflict. The twin plagues of Ebola and ISIL, both fomented quietly, neglected by a world that knew they existed, but misread their terrible potential before exploding into the global consciousness during the latter months of 2014. The ability of Ebola to lay waste to human lives on an immense scale is now being realized. Its potential to devastate the human rights of those who survive, of entire countries and regions, is barely being considered. Underestimating the critical importance of human rights, in particular the right to health, to education, to sanitation, to development, and to good governance, played in creating this crisis in the first place, has barely been discussed. Ebola thrives at the intersection of chronic poverty, failure to deliver adequate public services, and failures of public trust in the authorities. It should be obvious that any response must be addressed or must address those points. We must also be aware of us and them, a mentality that locks people into rigid identity groups and reduces all Africans or all West Africans or some smaller national or local group to a stereotype. As the international community accelerates its medical assistance, it is also vital that every person struck down with Ebola be treated with dignity, not stigmatized or cast out. Not only is it wrong to dehumanize and stigmatize people, this kind of discourse also drives people who need treatment into hiding, which reduces their chances of recovery and exposes others to risk.
I would like to have your point of view on the situation, if you have any comments.
My office is also drawing up guidelines on quarantine because if imposed and enforced injudiciously, quarantine can very easily not only violate a wide range of human rights, but also in doing so accelerate the spread of diseases like Ebola. I also want to point out that the introduction of criminal penalties into public health responses is very likely to backfire by driving the epidemic underground. And placing people who may have the disease in overcrowded prisons will obviously simply compound the catastrophe.